Have you ever felt completely and utterly trapped, like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, with no way out? Well, let me tell you a story about a time when an entire nation felt that way, and how something truly impossible happened. This is the story of the parting of the Red Sea. Imagine this: you've just been freed from centuries of slavery. You and your people, millions of you, are finally walking towards a future of freedom, a promised land. You can almost taste it. The mood is electric, full of hope and excitement. This was the reality for the Israelites after leaving Egypt. They were following God, led by Moses, on the greatest journey of their lives. But then things take a terrifying turn. Back in Egypt, Pharaoh, the powerful king who had let them go, suddenly has a change of heart. He's furious. What have we done? He roars to his officials. We've let our entire workforce just walk away. He can't stand the thought of it. So he gathers his army. Not just any army, but his elite force, 600 of the best chariots, along with all the other chariots in Egypt, each manned with highly trained officers. It's a massive, terrifying military machine, and it's thundering across the desert with one goal: to drag the Israelites back into slavery. Meanwhile, the Israelites have set up camp by the Red Sea. They think they're safe. Then they look back. On the horizon, a cloud of dust is rising. It gets bigger and bigger, and soon they can hear the rumble of thousands of wheels and the thunder of horses' hooves. Panic erupts. They are completely cornered. In front of them is the vast, uncrossable Red Sea. Behind them is the most powerful army in the world, closing in fast. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Fear turns to anger, and the people turn on their leader, Moses. Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us to the desert to die? They cried. It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die out here. Their hope has vanished, replaced by sheer terror. They can only see their grim reality, the sea and the sword. But Moses stands firm. He faces the terrified crowd and speaks with a calm and authority that could only come from God. "Do not be afraid," he says. "Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Imagine the faith it took to say that, with a charging army just moments away. Then God speaks to Moses. "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea to divide the water, so that the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground." So Moses does exactly that. He lifts his staff and stretches his hand out over the roaring sea. And then the impossible happens. A mighty east wind begins to blow. It howls all through the night, pushing the water back. The sea begins to part, to split right down the middle. The waters pile up like massive liquid walls on either side, and a path of dry land appears where the seabed used to be. Not muddy, not wet, but dry ground. Can you even picture the scene? The Israelites, in stunned silence, watch this miracle unfold. Then, led by Moses, they begin to walk. They walk into the heart of the sea, with towering walls of water on their right and on their left. They are walking on a path that didn't exist minutes before, a highway of salvation created just for them. The Egyptian army, blinded by their rage and arrogance, doesn't hesitate. They charge right into the sea after them, chariots and all. They're certain they have their prey. But God is not finished. As the last Israelite steps onto the far shore, God tells Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea, so that the waters may flow back over the Egyptians and their chariots and horsemen." Moses obeys. He stretches his hand out, and at daybreak the sea returns to its place. The walls of water collapse. The Egyptian army is thrown into total confusion as the waves crash down upon them. The entire army, all the chariots, the horsemen, every single soldier that had followed the Israelites into the sea is swallowed by the water. Not one of them survived. That morning, the Israelites stood on the shore, safe and free, and saw the very army that had terrified them washed up on the sand. Their greatest fear had been utterly destroyed. This story is more than just an ancient miracle. It's a powerful reminder for you and me. When you feel trapped, when the odds are stacked against you, and it looks like there's no way out, remember this. Our God is a God who makes a way where there is no way. He can part the seas in your life to me. He can turn your impossible situation into a path to victory. All he asks is that you trust him and be still. Thanks so much for watching with me today. If this story encouraged you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more stories of faith and hope. See you next time.